You're listening to Nice-ish, a podcast about reality TV and your opinions, with your hosts, Cindy and Grace.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 33 of Nice-ish. I'm Grace, and I'm here with my mom and co-host, Cindy. Mom, how are you?
Hi, Grace. I'm good.
So, any news to report? Anything that's been going on with you personally at all? Or anything to do with our week?
I don't know. Not a lot. You know what? We did get ourselves a Christmas present. We decided to purchase a year of Hallmark Plus so we could check out the movies on there. Because, you know, people will say, hey, check out this, check out that. But when you just have the regular channel, which we did, you couldn't watch things unless they were actually airing.
Right.
So on Hallmark Plus, we were looking through it, and they literally have everything from the comedies or the rom-coms or the romance or whatever, but they have the mysteries too.
I know. I like the mystery.
Right.
ones.
So that's where we started, and we've been going back like 2014, 2017.
I know. They have a lot of them. Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah.
And we're right now watching the ones with Alison Sweeney.
Yeah, the Hannah Swenson ones.
Who we're kind of into those.
I like them. Yeah. We'll see what happens with when they change out Cameron Matheson to some other guy. Which it's like, oh my God. If you have watched these movies, you would know. Justice for Norman.
Justice for Norman. My God, this poor guy has been hung up on her. And, okay, Grace, I'm going to confess something. I kind of read ahead, and it looks like...
Are you for real? You read ahead?
Just the captions on the thing. I didn't watch anything.
Oh, I thought you meant like you went on Wikipedia or
no,
something
no.
and looked ahead.
I was kind of looking ahead because we still have like 5 movies to go in her series or something.
I'm all right with
Mike
that.
leaves. Cameron Matheson leaves.
Yeah.
Some new guy shows up, and she doesn't end up with Norman, it doesn't look like.
All this poor dentist wants is a chance, and you will not give it to him. No. Why? And this is what I don't like about, this isn't even just Hallmark, I just mean in general, is when movies try to get you to not like the person that she's with and wants you to date somebody else. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but I like both of them, though. You haven't done anything, like Norman's not a real jerk or Mike's not a real jerk.
Right.
So I don't not like one of them.
But Norman is so damn sweet.
I know.
And he's just hanging around, and
waiting.
He had said he is waiting. He had literally said something along those lines, like, in case it doesn't work out, I'm here. And I'm like, oh my God.
I know.
And these aren't even like romance ones. These are the mystery ones.
And we know it doesn't work out. So what the hell?
I like this guy too.
I know. I like him too.
And I agree. Justice for Norman. Give him his own spin-off.
Do you think they did that?
I don't think they did it. But I wish they would.
But they should.
So anyway, we have about 5 movies left to go in that series. And then we're going to start on another one. Because I think the last movie was actually 2023.
No, it was 2024.
It was?
Yeah. There were 2, I think, in 2024.
Oh, well then we'll get 2 more this year. Something to look forward to this year, because there's nothing.
I know. We're trying to find hope wherever we can. And this is it.
It's in Hallmark.
It's in Hallmark's hand. It's your move. Hallmark's move.
Help us, Hallmark. Let's talk about this week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Okay.
We had a lot of stuff happen this episode, but we're going to start where the episode kicks off, which is in the Viper Room, and Kyle and Dorit screaming at each other.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump around, but basically the entire episode kind of weaves in and out of Kyle texting PK.
Yes, which is the main issue that we will.
It is. So as we jump from scene to scene,
yes,
they're talking about it in some way. So Kyle asks Dorit while they're still in the Viper Room if she's texting with PK. And Kyle really kind of diminishes it by saying that it's only jokes and memes and that they don't talk about anything significant like her marriage to PK or anything like that.
Right.
So Kyle really wants Dorit to think that it's nothing. It's stupid memes, and then I just like his stupid jokes, you know?
Right.
But Dorit doesn't really care that Kyle may feel like it's insignificant. She doesn't. And so she wants Kyle to stop it altogether. Like, just stop.
Yeah. I know that we're not good right now, but like, stop. Do not keep talking to him. We're going through a separation. At least that's what Dorit thinks. I mean, at the moment, it's going to be a divorce for sure.
Yeah.
But
Kyle doesn't seem to get it. And something Boze said actually really resonated with me, because she says something that's cute for 8 years. And she's really referring to PK and Dorit's marriage. And she's saying, when you're texting with PK little memes and stuff, that's all cute at the time. But now that Dorit and PK are having problems and are separated and not living together, it's not cute anymore.
I know. And honestly, when they were actually together, when Dorit and PK were, she probably was like, oh, good. You know what? He can send all of his stupid jokes to you.
Yes.
And I don't have to hear every single one of them. So awesome.
Right. So that's fine.
Right.
I don't care. Nothing was secretive. Nothing was,
she knew about it. Yeah.
Yes. So that's not the case anymore. She doesn't talk to him. She doesn't live with him. So, Kyle, you got to change things. It can't stay the same.
I know. I don't really understand the game that Kyle is playing here with this situation. She seems like she kind of wants to have it both ways, where it's like she says she's not close to Dorit at all, like their friendship isn't that close, but yet you think it's not weird that you're texting her husband still, and that you are, we find out, starting to say more than just memes and all that stuff.
So isn't that a close
relationship?
relationship?
So that's a close relationship.
Yes.
So it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I agree. You can't have it both ways. You clearly are friendly enough. I mean, if I don't have a closer relationship with someone, I don't even know their phone number.
Right.
And you're texting? Like, come on.
I know. And it's weird. And the fact that you've had to lie about it is not great either.
No. So I posted, I agree with Boze. When the relationship changes, your behavior needs to change. Texts aren't appropriate anymore. And we got a reply from @jukeboxaries.bluesky, who said, Kyle is being obtuse. If Dorit was still laughing it up with Mo, she would be freezing her out again. So thoughts on this? Is Kyle being obtuse?
100% she is. Because she would be extremely pissed and hurt at Dorit if she was continuing to talk to Mauricio. And honestly, they were friends at the time, and she was pissed at her because of the rumors that went around. Not that she started them, but I just mean that she didn't like that. It still bothers her.
She had the picture.
Yeah, she had the picture. It was mean. So it's like, you were so bothered by that, and you guys were friends at the time.
Right.
So yeah, I just think Kyle is being completely obtuse about this, and it's just like, just give it up. Is it really worth it? Is your relationship with him worth it?
Well, apparently he's a better friend to her than Dorit.
I guess.
Ouch.
I know.
So Dorit mentions to Erica that Kyle's texts with PK feel very secretive. And Erica asks her what she needs to move forward with Kyle. This is like post Viper Room. And Dorit says, well, first I need her to not be so secretive. And she needs to share with me and explain why she reacted so poorly. Because she did go from 0 to 60 pretty fast.
Yep, the vein came out.
The vein. By the way, I did see an account that was Kyle's forehead vein.
That's hilarious.
I did see one. And Erica kind of implies, do you want to see your phone?
Oh, right.
And
yes.
that's a common thread throughout this whole episode. What's on Kyle's phone and all this kind of stuff. So we jump to a scene with Boze, and she had gone in for fibroid surgery, and Kyle goes over to her place after to visit. And they get on the subject of Dorit, and Boze mentions to Kyle that Dorit would probably want to see her phone. And I think Kyle's response was, she can fuck off.
Oh, God. I just don't get that response if you're not hiding anything, especially because Dorit is your friend. Like,
Right. You're going through a rough patch, but you're still friends.
Right. Like, I don't think that Dorit would consider Kyle not her friend if somebody asked her. But I think Kyle would do that. Would do that to her.
Yeah, I do. And Kyle's kind of pissed because her whole thing is like she's making this out to be something that's inappropriate. And I think Kyle's angle is that this is not sexual, and the way you guys are talking, you're making it sound like I'm secretly communicating with PK and we're flirting and we're, you know, it's not that, and I'm not that girl, and you're making me sick by it. I think that's Kyle's angle.
Okay.
But Boze is like, but how would I know that? How would anybody know that?
I love her so much.
Yeah, I do too.
I feel like this is the season of like the newbies, like just around on Bravo here too.
Yeah.
Like we'll talk about Salt Lake City later, but Bronwyn I'm obsessed with too. But Boze I'm obsessed with. This casting is so good. But I agree with her completely though. How the hell would I know? And I thought her confessional was funny. It's like, why is she here? She's either trying to plead her case to me or she wants me on her side, which is exactly what it is. That's what it was.
It definitely was.
It's like, hey, how was your fibroid surgery? Good. You're in bed so I can have you listen to everything that I'm going to tell you.
Well, the thing too is, no, I don't think it's sexual. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know that anybody really does. No. But it can still be inappropriate.
Right. Yeah.
That's what Kyle's not grasping.
Yeah, I think that too. Yeah.
So Boze kind of has it all figured out. I love her. She says to Kyle, clearly you don't think of your friendship in the same way that Dorit does. Because to Dorit, you're kind of her number one, or you're a bestie and she's sharing all this stuff with you. And she makes a reference to like, I have tons of friends and you have tons of friends. And so we share with lots of people and they all think we're their number one.
Yeah.
And we're not. We don't feel that way.
Yeah.
And so Kyle's like, yeah, that's probably the case. And then Kyle says something which really kind of puts Boze's antennas up, which was that Dorit doesn't share intimate things with her.
Oh my God, I know. Kyle, you moron.
Because Dorit did this to Boze literally within 3 seconds of meeting her.
I know.
They show the flashback. They show Dorit introducing herself to Boze. And then Boze saying, how are you? And she's like, oh, not so great. My husband and I are separated.
And he's an alcoholic. Forgot that.
So literally, that's in the course of the first 10 seconds of meeting her.
I know.
And so she's like, she's been your good friend all these years and she's not telling you these things, but she's telling me, a stranger.
Right.
No, that doesn't fly.
I know. Kyle, come on. You've been on this show long enough to know. Are you for real? That is the most unbelievable lie ever. That, I mean, all you do is talk about and make jokes that Dorit can't stop talking.
Yes.
And now you're saying that she doesn't tell you stuff. What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was
so
a huge
not
mistake.
believable.
You're exactly right. That is the joke, that she can't shut up.
Yeah.
So then we move to another part towards the end of the episode where Sutton, Kyle, and Garcelle take Erica to Chuck E. Cheese. Because Erica mentioned a couple times that she didn't feel supported by the women, and she went through all her stuff with Tom, and nobody ever gave her a pizza party. So they decide to take her to Chuck E. Cheese.
That was really funny. I don't know whose idea that was, but it was very funny.
It was funny. We kind of, when they were outside that plaza, we were both kind of like, I swear to God, I think this is Chuck E. Cheese. Gross. So as the women are talking, Erica mentions that she saw Dorit and they talked about Kyle texting with PK. Kyle gets super defensive again, surprise, surprise, and feels like Dorit is trying to make it into something inappropriate. And she's like, it's not. She called it gross. But she shows the women one of her texts with PK, and it's not a meme or a joke, even though Kyle's been telling everybody that that's all they text each other.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read it now, and then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
I know you have a lot of friends, but I am also one, and I'm here if you need me. I've never repeated anything that you've shared with me, and I never would. We'll keep sending memes and won't forget laughing emojis. I'm sorry, wait. Back that up. I won't repeat anything that you've shared with me?
Yeah.
What has he shared with you other than
Memes.
stupid memes?
Yeah, like you're not going to steal his meme? Is that what you're getting at? Like, no.
So you've talked.
Yeah.
You've talked about Dorit. You've talked about the marriage. This is all about transparency here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why Dorit feels betrayed. If you had gone to Dorit and said, look, I don't know how you feel about this. PK needed a friend and came to me, but I'm also your friend. He talked to me about some stuff. I'm not super comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you feel about it. That's exactly what Dorit wants. She wants transparency. She wants to feel like you're not hiding something from her.
I know, which is exactly what you're doing. Because the look on the three women's faces that were sitting there were like, are you kidding me? Like, bitch, we had your back in there. And you're like, are you for real?
You lied to us.
Yeah. No, she 100% lied. And then it's like, you were adamant about the fact that it was memes and jokes. That's it.
I know.
And you just look, each time you say that, you look like a bigger liar.
Yes.
Because now they're like, I don't know what you're really saying then. Now I have doubt.
Oh, lots of doubt.
Yeah.
Well, there is no doubt that she talked about other things.
Yeah.
And she's saying, you can trust me. I'll keep your confidence.
Yeah.
So you're not going to tell Dorit.
Right.
Eee.
Yeah, not good.
No. Not good. This might be over. So the episode ends with Garcelle going over to Boze's home and telling her about the text. And Boze kind of had the same reaction we did, that it wasn't superficial stuff, but she was super funny.
She was funny.
She's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What happened? Cannot compute.
Yeah,
cannot compute. She's like doing these equations in her head. She was really funny, but she basically came out in her confessional and literally said, she lied to me.
Mm-hmm. I am so envious of Boze here too, because literally she just has the women like bringing her information because she didn't have to leave her house. She had fibroid surgery. So she just has everybody coming to her. She doesn't have to leave her house.
No
she can
effort.
just sit there. No effort. And everybody can just tell her everything.
Yeah. She's like, I can't get up off the couch. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
That's okay. Here's your champagne. Here's your Jamaican food.
Yes.
Let's talk shit. So we did see a sneak peek, and the women all go to some sort of spa, and Boze literally says in front of everybody, Kyle, can you read the text to us?
Oh,
so Kyle knows they've all been talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And in the sneak peek, it looks like she does, because she's holding her phone out and says something like, there, are you all happy now? I'm done. Starts crying, has a bit of a meltdown, and leaves in tears.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it's weird because it actually looks like Dorit is kind of trying to go to her like, Kyle, like, Kyle, just wait.
We think.
It's fine. Yeah, we think. I don't know what happens prior. Looks can be deceiving, I suppose. So maybe that's not how it started.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. It's been good.
It has been good. I don't know that Kyle will come back. Let's make the prediction now. Do you think she will come back?
For next season?
No, I'm not even talking about next season. I mean in the room. Do you actually think she'll come back?
Let's talk about both. Will she come back in the room? Yes.
Okay.
She will come back because they will make her go back.
Like, get back in there. What are you doing?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think she'll probably come back too. I think somebody will go talk to her. Maybe Erica will. I don't know. But she might go get her and be like, come back. Let's go. It's fine.
Will she come back next season?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. She's been doing this for forever. I mean, if literally season 1, you calling your sister an alcoholic on TV did not deter you from coming back again, then I think Nothing really will. So I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think she probably will too. Once you get a break and you're away from it all,
Yeah.
and after the reunion's filmed and you see how that goes, yeah, I think she'll probably be back too.
Let's talk about this week's finale episode of Salt Lake. It was a good one.
Oh, yes, it was very good.
And I thought last season's was really good too, obviously.
Right.
But I thought, what are they going to be able to get this season? I don't know now that Monica's gone. Well, it delivered. I'm very pleased with it.
Yeah, we didn't need her.
We did not need her. The episode starts with Meredith with her fuzzy eye mask over her face. This show just keeps giving us hilarious content for memes and GIFs and everything. It is so funny. Every episode.
Gosh, I know. I mean, I've been on Etsy looking around at Salt Lake City stuff, and there is so much.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. It's really hard to choose, to be honest.
So Heather decides to throw a Lisa Barlow themed lunch where all the women dress to look like Lisa, wigs and all.
It was funny.
It was funny, though. It was a good idea.
It was.
So each woman had to stand up and do their best Lisa impersonation. And honestly, it's going really well until Whitney's turn. God. And Whitney decided to leave all the price tags on her clothing. So when she stood up, Lisa says, "Oh my God, your tag, it's showing," thinking that she forgot to take it off. And Whitney's response is, "Oh, I know, it's because I have to return them after the trip." And literally, the look on Lisa's face went from smiling and laughing about the whole thing to, in a second, being super pissed and like, that's not me.
Yeah.
I don't do that. So if that's what you're implying, you fucking lying bitch, then you know.
And she most definitely was implying that.
Yes, that was.
I think she just came out and said it.
I think, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've heard you do that. I've heard you return clothes.
Yeah. There have been rumors for years that you return clothes after you wear them. What? What? How stupid is that?
I know. And the only person we know that to be true was Sonia Morgan. We know she used to do that, but none of these other women are Sonia.
No.
So,
and, Sonia admitted it.
So Whitney says that she kept the tags on the clothing because she was being Lisa, and that is the fakest, phoniest, cattiest, materialistic bitch she could be.
Right? I gotta say, I know a lot of people don't like Whitney. And let me just preface this, that I don't feel like anything towards Whitney.
You don't not like her.
I don't not like her. And she's not my favorite. But she stirred the pot here. She was just going for it.
Oh,
she hates Lisa. She didn't want to dress like Lisa. So she just started shit. And I can appreciate that. Whether I like a housewife or not, I'm down for that. I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was funny too. And honestly, it's like, why does Lisa get to be able to yell at you and say whatever she wants to you in a public setting, and then you can't do the same to her?
Yeah.
So Lisa decides to lunge at Whitney and tries to grab the wig off of her head she will never be Lisa.
Yes.
And it's a glorious mess. They're all fighting. And who decides to stupidly chime in? Brittany. Girl, what are you doing?
The thing is she really can't compete on the level that these women are on.
No.
She's really Bambi and they're all lions.
Yeah.
So she gets eviscerated in like seconds. Like seconds.
Yes. Yeah. Because nobody wants to hear from you. Nobody does.
You're new.
Yeah. After being a part of this group for a whole 5 minutes, Brittany talks about how loyal Lisa is. And Whitney just groans like, okay, whatever. And Mary says, Brittany, I don't know why you're chiming in on anything, considering the fact that you recorded this whole group.
I love Mary.
I have done such a 180 on Mary. It is insane. This season, she's like a different person. I absolutely love her.
Yeah. I've liked her for a long time.
Yeah, you
But
have.
I didn't at first. I found her awkward.
Yeah.
But I did not like her. But yeah, I did. I've liked her for a while, but you definitely came around.
No, this definitely did.
I think a lot of people have.
Yeah. Which I'm glad about.
I am too.
I mean, this is really true, though. Mary's statement is exactly right. You just recorded everybody. Are you for real? Nobody trusts you or your judgment at all.
Mary's like, everybody forgot about it, but I didn't.
So I'm going to bring it back up. So yeah, Brittany gets into it with Mary then, and she says that, well, you've recorded the group too. And Mary's like, what the hell are you talking about? When? What are you referring to?
Yeah, and nobody believes that.
No.
Nobody thought that, and it didn't happen.
No. So then after that, Brittany gets into it with Meredith too.
Mm-hmm.
And Brittany leaves the table after because Meredith's just like, I'm done with you, even though I'm sitting right next to you. I don't want to look at you or in your direction.
I will never speak to you again. Pass the salt.
Right. Exactly. So Brittany leaves the table in tears, like she always does.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary tells everyone to let her go, but Lisa, Heather, and Angie go after her. And this kind of temporarily fractures Mary and Angie's friendship.
Yeah.
And Mary will give Angie the cold shoulder until Mary explains to Angie at dinner why her going after Brittany upset her.
Yes.
That leads us into
right.
the dinner.
The dinner.
Which was really, when we were going back to rewatch it, I'm like, holy shit, this is like the whole episode is the dinner. I didn't remember it being like that long. That's going to be the whole thing.
Yeah, it's at least half of it. And I got to say, when we rewatched it, I mean, I was sobbing the first time.
Yeah.
I could not get my emotions under control. I just felt so bad for both of them. Because I know Mary was super hurt, but so was Angie.
Yeah.
And it was very emotional. This is the thing. This is the difference between this show and, say, Roni, which we stopped watching.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that any of this is not authentic. I mean, the emotion that scene brought out in me was real. Mm-hmm. I felt everything that they were feeling at that table. And then you have Roni, who are literally faking shit.
Yeah, I would agree. And it's like things might be produced, but you cannot produce or get the intent of somebody's emotion.
Yeah.
You can't just decide to fake that. Like, okay, we're going to rehearse it another time and we're going to, everybody's going to do it. No, you can't do that.
Right.
All of this is true emotion.
Right.
So
you can set up the dinner,
right,
but you can't predict what's going to happen at the dinner.
Yes. So yeah, going into the dinner, Angie doesn't actually know anything's wrong with Mary. So she's kind of trying to talk to her and she's getting the cold shoulder from her. And so she's like, Mary, what's up? Mm-hmm. And that leads into Mary saying that, can I just say too, before I explain this,
okay.
I love the fact that they are talking about Brittany like she's not there at the table. Like, Mary's like, it really hurt me that you went to Brittany's side and that you didn't just stay with me, that you went to go check on her. It's just like...
And she's sitting right there. Yeah.
Right there.
Can I just say that we haven't talked about this yet either, but my favorite moment was that everybody was so emotional, including Brittany. Brittany was crying like the rest of us, even though it was her that sparked this whole fight. It's hilarious to me.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So after Angie kind of like digging a little deeper here, like, Mary, tell me what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Why are you hurt? Mary opens up and says that she has adult abandonment issues because her jackass of a father literally told her as a young child at 6 years old that he did not like her and left, never to return.
This hurt my heart.
Oh, God.
I, honestly, it makes me slightly emotional right now, too. I just think a young 6-year-old and your father says he doesn't like you. It's just heartbreaking and sickening.
It is.
And this is why she's
The way
she is.
100%.
It explains so much.
It does. It really does. And then Mary talks about her mother, who she described as her best friend at one time, and that she later cut her off from a relationship. Just done. Now, I don't know if that was because of
Robert Sr.?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was because of that. That was the rumor that was said way back in the beginning of the show. So I don't know if that's actually true or not.
We don't know. I just gotta say, though, I know that a lot of people feel like Mary's very abrasive, and I get it. She is.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the way she talked to the staff at one of their parties and stuff like that. I'm not saying that you can treat people that way and excuse it because of how you were brought up, but I understand it. At least now we understand why she is the way she is. She doesn't connect with people quickly.
No.
She's very guarded.
Yeah.
And Angie broke through. And so
did, yes.
This whole thing was very special to watch, I thought.
I know. I liked it too. I thought it was very moving. I did not cry like you did.
Oh my God. I know. I'm like, pass the dishes. Oh my God.
But I did feel that it was very moving. So maybe there are other people out there too who you might not cry, but if you found it moving,
Yeah.
you know.
You're not a crier.
Yeah.
But I'm a crier.
Mary tells the table all of this information, and Angie is just in tears. Everybody else is, but Angie is. And just tells Mary that she loves her and that they'll be friends forever. It's so cute.
Oh my God. The sweetest part was when Mary's like, I wanted to tell her that I loved her,
God,
but I didn't want to be first. And so now Angie said, I love you. And so now they can say it.
It's so cute.
Now they can say it. Somebody always has to be first.
I know. Oh, it was so cute.
It was just darling.
It was. So we'll move on to a tweet that you had sent out that said, oh, Mary, when she said her father said that he didn't like her and that she still braces herself for abandonment, the tears started flowing. And you got a response from @darlingdiva07 who said, she got me with that. I have not been more happy at a housewife returning in the history of the franchise. She really brought it all this season, and I'm here for all of it.
Yeah. There was a time when she didn't return and then was kind of friend of popping in and out. She wouldn't participate much, even last season.
Yes.
When they went to the drag queen hotel or whatever, Trixie Mattel's hotel, Mary went off in the Sprinter van to McDonald's while everybody was doing stuff. Like, she didn't really participate. And so I agree. I'm glad she's back. I'm glad she's back full time. And I love that she's feeling some sort of sisterhood.
Yes, I would agree. I think that that's the difference. Maybe in the beginning she didn't feel that way. Or I don't know what about her has grown as a person, but there is an absolute difference if you watch season 1 versus this season.
Yes, I agree. 100%.
So now we will move into the part of the dinner that was on the meaner side. We left with this sweet moment, and, you know, now we're going to get into it. And Heather tells everyone that they made fun of Monica last year for the burn book that she had, but that they all have their own burn books, which is their phones. And she suggests everyone pick the meanest text in the phone about someone in the group. That person will read it, and then they will burn it and start fresh. Sounds like a great idea, right?
What could go wrong? Oh, I know. As soon as I heard this, I thought, great TV, horrible idea.
Well, I thought, honestly, that we were going to get maybe to 2 people. I didn't even think that they would get through the entire
And then
group.
it would be a free-for-all?
Yes, I am shocked that we actually got to hear as much as we did and that everybody participated like they were supposed to.
Oh, excellent point.
Because generally, when you do an exercise like this, it just doesn't go well.
Oh, I don't need to know. I would not want to know. I don't need to. Ignorance is bliss.
Exactly. Yeah, but I'm telling you so we can burn it. I don't need to know. I can burn it without knowing. Please don't tell me. Oh my God.
I need to know that you called me a piece of shit? No, I don't need to know that. Thank you.
So before I get into what each person said about each other, we had actually talked about some comments that we saw on social media that some people were saying that they thought it was orchestrated and produced. And I mean, of course, this part was in a way in the fact that they were probably all told they were going to read text. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that this was produced as their reactions.
No, they probably were told, look, this is how it's going to go. I need you to go through your phone and find a text, and you're going to share it, and we're going to talk about it. So, yes, that's produced and orchestrated, but nobody knows what you're going to pick. You know, maybe production knew, but none of the women, clearly, none of the women knew.
No.
So this was organic.
Yes.
Their reactions were real and organic and authentic.
I mean, you think that you could get the same emotion out of these women if they knew what was coming?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Mary goes first and gives Heather her phone to read a text about her. Mary said, Heather, from day one, I never felt accepted by her or included as part of this group. She changed once she became successful. I think it went to her head. She started getting aggressive and referring back to all the things she accomplished and threw it in our faces. And instead of being grateful for her blessings, it changed her to become competitive and super mean, all while she enjoyed the feeling of fame. She has forgotten the people who helped her get to where she is and who are truly happy and proud of her, like I have been and always will be.
So this was one of the longer ones, but I was kind of impressed with it a little bit. I thought that Mary was actually constructive with her criticism and then sweet in how she felt about Heather.
Yeah.
So it wasn't this, it wasn't one of the mean ones we're going to get to.
No.
I thought that, I thought it gave her and Heather something to work on.
I thought so too, and it definitely, the end softened the blow of everything that she had said, but she actually wasn't very mean in her wording at all. Mm-hmm. And even though the message was that, you know, you're mean, but...
But it was that I miss the old you.
Yes.
And I appreciated that girl, what happened to her type thing. Mm-hmm. But it definitely gives them somewhere to go.
I think so too. And as soon as Mary was the first one to go, I thought, oh my God, Mary, you're raising your hand to go first. Why are you going first? And after Heather read it, I was kind of like, oh, wow, okay, you want to know what? I had high hopes for the game after this. Mary put me on to, you know, something that I thought this was going to go well.
See, I thought it was incredibly smart to go first because everyone forgets what happened first and second when you have 7 people that have to go.
Well, like I said, I thought only we were going to make it through 2 people. So that's why.
Okay. Fair.
Brittany goes next. Oh my God. And she's like, I said something about Mary. So we're like, okay, yeah, it makes sense, Mary. So Brittany gives her phone to Mary to read. And all the text says is, I would like to invite Bronwyn over for tea instead of Mary tomorrow. And everybody was like, I think Angie was the person that, wow, you really
went out on a limb.
Yeah.
Mary was hilarious. She's like, but I actually agree with this. I don't want to go to your house, and I would hope you would ask Bronwyn instead of me.
Like, okay.
Nobody can believe it. Heather, that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing on your phone. Like, okay.
I know. I highly doubt that it is, but okay.
The way these women treat her, and she hasn't said anything worse than, I don't want you, I want someone else to come to my house.
I don't know. I can't.
Sus.
It is, but for some reason, I feel like for Brittany it tracks because I always think that she's going to come out with something big,
Yeah.
like some type of announcement. She never does. So this is actually very on brand for her. So I think Brittany probably thought that this was the level that we were going to get.
Probably.
You know? So then Bronwyn goes next, and hers is about Brittany. And she said, Brittany is emotionally manipulative. She parentifies her children, trauma bonds in relationships, and is doing it to us. It's below her intelligence level, her age, and maturity level, and it makes me feel nervous, furious, and embarrassed for her.
See, I'm gonna pull the good parts out of this.
Which is what?
Which is that it's below her intelligence level. So she thinks she has a decent intelligence level and she's not acting to her full potential.
Is that what you got from that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to hear stuff about your parenting.
Yeah.
And so I don't doubt that she felt all of this, Bronwyn.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
She doesn't like Brittany. She finds her, annoying and uncomfortable to be around. She did say something weird, like, if you do have another side, I'd like to see it. Which I thought was brilliant.
So funny.
Brittany just hasn't been around long enough. It was probably kind of hard. They might have said harmless stuff about her, but she doesn't know these women very well, and they don't know her very well. So
they know her well enough to jump to that conclusion.
True, I guess. I know.
I don't know. Brittany's just something else. It's very easy to, pick on her, I think.
Yeah, it is.
She's just an easy target.
She gives them a lot, though.
She does.
I mean, who shares that you don't speak to your children? I would never tell somebody that. Not somebody I just met.
I know.
Yeah.
Next, we will move on to Angie. And as these messages keep going, I feel like they're getting progressively worse and more mean.
Yes.
So Angie gives her phone to Bronwyn to read. And Angie said, Bronwyn seems nice. I like her business plan, marrying a guy that has 1 foot in the grave and 1 on a banana peel.
Oh, my God.
But I like mine better. I'd rather be self-made. She's nice, but she doesn't listen because her ears are stitched down to her face so tight she can't hear anything. She wears a hot dog outfit to remind us she sucked her way to the top.
This was brutal.
Yeah.
It was incredibly mean. I understand that we're watching this, and since we don't know Bronwyn, we can all chuckle at stuff. Like, maybe it's funny what Bronwyn says to Brittany because I don't particularly like Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I like Bronwyn. So when I heard this from Angie, I hurt for Bronwyn because I like her.
Yeah.
So, because there were a lot of people that thought this was funny. My biggest issue with this is insinuating that women can't get anywhere in business, in their career or whatever, without sleeping their way to the top. It's offensive. So for one woman to throw that in another woman's face. And the thing also is there are very wealthy people in this world. Mm-hmm. People we will never be able to compete with, especially as women, by the way, because we don't get paid the same as men in anything. Mm-hmm. But they want to get married too. They fall in love too. So you have one woman who doesn't even come close to the tax bracket that a man is in, and it's gold digging or it's sleeping your way to the top.
Yeah, I did not like that very much.
No,
I was like,
I didn't either.
And I think the problem why I didn't like it so much too is because some of these texts that you're gonna that we're gonna go through are either stupid or the rumor's not true,
right,
or things like that. Bronwyn has probably heard this her entire life.
Yeah,
literally,
right.
That because she married Todd, that was the goal and that was it. And to hear that your new friends or the people that you're going to be working with now all think the same thing about you.
Yeah,
that's
an excellent point.
Is probably not what you want to hear.
It's hurtful.
Yeah.
I mean, she choked up reading it. She took it.
Yeah.
She sat there. She took it. She accepted the apology, but she was broken.
Mm-hmm.
That really hurt her.
It did. And So I get that Angie was pissed at her for kind of ratting her out.
I will preface this. Angie did say this was right after the camping trip.
Mm-hmm.
This was when Bronwyn just decided to throw Angie under the bus and say to Lisa that Angie was talking about her. And Angie was trying to get back on track with Lisa. So she was pissed and she sent this to Heather.
Yeah.
Not thinking in a million years that she'd have to read it back to Bronwyn. I don't think she would have done it. She said in her confessional that she knew her words were cutting. She could see after Bronwyn reading them that she was incredibly hurt and she regretted them. That's all you can do.
Well, and I think that that's actually why I don't mind this exercise, is because that's the point of it. It's that, are you willing to write something down like this and say it to the person's face and watch them cry and how hurt they are about it?
And then take it in.
Yeah.
Your words did that to somebody.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, I get it. I get that. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it.
Oh, no.
You know.
Would you like to do that with me? Would you like to have a...
No, I say it to your face. I'm the worst mom. I tell you when you're being a shit. And I can see all over your face when you think I am. So, yeah, we can't really hide it.
Yeah, we do this exercise daily. So we ended up watching the extended cut on Peacock.
Yes.
And on this one, they actually did show what Lisa's text was and who that was about. And it was about Meredith. Mm-hmm. And so Lisa gives her phone to Meredith to read. And it says, "I feel like Meredith digs up information to weaponize it. It's fucking dirty and I don't like it."
Wah, wah.
Congrats, Lisa. Thank you for giving us your best effort.
Angie was so funny. She's like, "I'm sorry. Like, didn't 3 years ago you call her a garbage whore and that she slept with half of New York? And the worst tweet on your phone is that she weaponizes stuff?"
Which I gotta say is actually really funny that that's what she picked, because she just had a conversation with Meredith either the day before or 2 days before. Mm-hmm. And Meredith's literally like angry and is saying these women weaponize things against me, things like that. And Lisa's agreeing with her. And then you just said it about Meredith. I can't believe that didn't come up. I think Meredith was just done. She's like, okay, whatever, fine, thanks. I don't think she cared. But I was just thinking to myself, what? To pick that one is just so weird to me, but okay.
I don't think she wanted to say anything about Meredith. If I were Lisa and I was, I don't know, told to pick one about Meredith, I'd say no. Like, I'm finally back on track with Meredith.
Yeah.
I don't want to do something. I'd be happy to give you something on Whitney. Or I can explore all of my tweets about Angie.
Right. Yeah.
But I would have said, I'm going to pass on talking about Meredith.
Well, I would have said, if they told me to pick Meredith, I've already picked Meredith.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is on TV for everyone to see. And that's the worst thing that I have said. So that would be what my reference would have been. I would have been like, well, Meredith already knows the worst thing I've said about her because she had to watch it and can watch it as many times as she wants.
Oh,
so
yeah. Excellent point.
Thank you. Then Heather goes and gives her phone to Whitney to read. And I don't know why this one hurt a bit too. I think maybe knowing that their family as well, it is a little deeper. But Heather said, "Whitney is a lowlife, thirsty piece of shit. She sold her soul for fame and recognition. She's a snake, and I should have never trusted her. I've been so stupid and loyal carrying her Wild Rose products, even though we've never sold a fucking one."
Yeah, I gotta say, when I heard this, I think if that were me, the roughest part would be hearing that my products didn't sell.
And I'd be like, say what you want about me, But oh my God, you're going to throw my business out there?
Don't tell people that my
I don't
products
sell?
suck.
Yeah, that you didn't sell anything. Because I know that because you don't pay me anything. So I know that they don't sell, but you didn't have to sell me out that way.
Right? No, I'm obviously kidding, but yeah, this one was rough too. I think maybe because Whitney started crying immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, the first sentence you read is, "You're a low-life, thirsty piece of shit." That's the very first sentence. You know, is it going to get better from there?
I know.
It did not.
It did not. No, it did not. Especially because they were so close too.
Yeah.
This show really messes with you, you
It's
know?
rough.
So it's very like come back together and then like tear apart.
Yep.
Whitney ends up being the last one to go. We never end up seeing Meredith. We don't know who she talked about. I would assume it would be Angie because nobody else has talked about her yet. So if Meredith got to go.
I don't know if Meredith just didn't get a chance to go or if she actually went, but they ran out of time.
Right. I don't know. So Whitney gives her phone to Lisa to read. And it says, "So I was at a party with Justin, and a woman approached us saying that if we ever wanted to bring in a third, she's our girl. In fact, Lisa and John can vouch for her because she has made out with Lisa while jerking off John." Oh, God.
This is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, the second she finished reading it, I knew it was completely made up. This person made it up.
Yeah.
And I can understand Lisa being upset. I mean, who wouldn't be? You're attacking her and her husband. You're attacking her marriage.
100%.
I get all that. I think Lisa just goes from 0 to 60 so fast. And everyone else sat there and took it. And Lisa just blew it out of the water and wouldn't.
I would agree. And that is my biggest problem with this entire thing is how Lisa handled her message to her. And everybody, you're right, had to sit there and take it. And why is it yours is the worst? Mine, why would you say that about my husband? Why would you this? It's not true. It's not. Nobody believes it's true. Do you understand the point of the game? The point of the game is to say, I'm sorry for saying this, but you're not listening to me because you're so pissed off.
Right.
And it's like, Bronwyn got hit with a 2x4.
Oh my God,
okay?
I know.
So you can take it, especially because this is stupid too.
That's my biggest thing. There were a lot of people that didn't agree with me that Angie's text about Bronwyn was the worst. They felt like Lisa's rumor was introduced to the group and it was a new rumor, so that was worse. The thing is Whitney said she didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Nobody believed it. So if nobody believes it, then there's really no damage. You're pissed.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
hurt. I get it. You don't like Whitney. But Bronwyn's was about her and what you think of her character and stuff. It was rough.
Well, and Lisa kept saying, she's like, why did nobody else get one about their marriage? Why did nobody else
Did you not
get...
listen?
Yeah, were you not listening? And because she's like, mine was sexual in nature. Bronwyn's was. Oh my God.
Nothing more sexual than a blowjob.
I know. Oh my God. So it's just like, it's not always about you that yours is the worst. Yours is everything. It's just insane. If you could just listen for a minute. And she can't do it.
No, she can't.
So you had tweeted out, still recovering from last night's Salt Lake finale. I gotta say, I think Angie's text about Bronwyn was way worse than Whitney's about Lisa, and Bronwyn took it. Followed by the picture of Meredith with the I'm asked.
Yeah, that's my new favorite picture. Do you know that she uses it as her profile picture on Instagram now?
Stop.
It is mine too. I don't like watermark stuff because I actually want people to use them. I think they're funny.
Yeah.
On Blue Sky, I have a whole thread of all the pictures I love. But this one I actually used in the image enhancer that we have to make it crisp and sharp and all that. So I know it's my picture and I love that. Nobody else has to know, but I know. Anyway, carry on.
Okay. So you had gotten a response back from @Damien's Return, who said, same. If Lisa wasn't so sex-phobic, she would have made some good jokes at such a silly accusation. But Angie actually questioned Bronwyn's whole character and marriage. Whitney's text basically said the Barlows like threesomes. Big fucking deal.
Yeah, that's actually, I think I might have even said some of this, but I completely agree. Lisa was fine to be angry. She had a right to be angry.
Sure.
Everybody sitting there could say something about what was read about them, except for Mary's. I mean, Brittany's tweet was stupid, or her text was stupid.
It was dumb, yeah.
Everybody had a right to be angry about something. So I'm not saying that Lisa shouldn't be angry or shouldn't be hurt or whatever.
Exactly.
But she could have made some sort of stupid joke like, not into threesomes, or well, I'm glad she said I was good, or whatever, or something, and brushed it off, and everybody would have ignored it.
I know.
Because it was dumb.
Right. Which is what they all said. You're getting really, really worked up here, and everybody else was fine. Why are you not fine?
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I don't get why you could have easily made it into a joke.
Yeah.
And I think also my problem is that Lisa acts like she doesn't say anything mean about anybody else.
Yeah.
Like that only people do stuff to her. Like,
Right.
you said something wrong about me. Yeah, I did. That's why I'm telling you what it was.
Well, I got to say, I think you brought it up earlier. The worst thing that we've ever heard on this show was Lisa's rant about Meredith. Mm-hmm. She went after her husband, his job, and her kids, aside from Meredith.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can dish it too.
So Lisa's just super pissed that Whitney would say anything about her marriage, which I get, it's dumb. If you had just made a joke of it, it would have been fine. But then Whitney, I believe, mentioned that she was talking to Angie when she said it.
She had sent the text to Angie. Yes.
So I don't know if Lisa heard that, or she just heard Angie's name and then just dialed in on Angie after that. But she's basically kind of just looking at Angie like, what are you going to do? Do you hear this? Like, I heard Sean does circle jerks. What do you, like, this is the same thing what she's saying about me. And I think Mary hit the nail on the head when she said, I think that Lisa was trying to connect with Angie here, and she just couldn't land the plane.
Yeah, I think she completely missed the mark. I don't know why she didn't just stick with Whitney.
Yeah.
And then you're upset that your marriage is being talked about, so you decide I'll bring Angie's marriage into it?
I don't...
Like, where's the logic there?
No, is it just to get it off you so we can discuss somebody else? I don't know.
Felt that way.
It did feel that way. And it was terrible. And Angie was like, just kind of looking at her like, are you for real right now?
Yeah.
Like, really?
I just threw some flowers at her.
I was going to say, I thought it was funny that the producer came behind her and she's like, don't touch me.
Oh,
like,
I know.
Do not. But also what was so cute about that scene too was that Angie got super pissed, so she walked away, but Mary walked away with her and that she followed her. And I was like, oh my God, they are
Besties are back.
Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, the conversation, you were hurt she didn't follow you, so then you followed her.
I know.
Just so cute.
All is right in the world.
I know. With those two, at least. Not with
right.
anybody else. Then they come back to the table, which is a different world. And it was pretty bad. I don't know. Lisa just made it 10 times worse by not just saying, I don't know why she couldn't have just said, where did you hear it from? Like,
some
who did
random?
you? Some random. This is weird.
But the thing is, too, Whitney said, I don't believe it. Some idiot came up to her and said that. And so she texted it to Angie, and they were probably shit talking about it.
Yeah.
But I don't think either one of them thought it was true.
No, because you'd look like an idiot if you said it out loud. People would be like, what?
You really think that Lisa's sitting there making out with some chick while she's jerking off John? Like, come on.
No.
It's so dumb.
It is dumb.
So, yeah, I know. Lisa just handled the whole thing all wrong.
We do get a sneak peek for the 3-part reunion, and it looks good.
Yeah.
And a lot about marriages. That seems to be the theme, the running theme here, which I'm like, oh, God.
I know.
Lisa's gets brought up. Meredith's with a possible side chick in Ohio, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the one place Meredith we know is in Ohio. So if that were the case, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think so, though. With being that close to divorce, why would you not have just gotten divorced then?
Yeah, and I don't know. You can never predict. I was going to say Seth doesn't seem like the type, but I mean, he seemed to be truly in love with Meredith.
Yeah.
But, they are never together.
Or not. Oh.
But she's pissed about it. She's pissed about that, too. I think she gets up and walks off. So we have another reunion walk off. Oh, God.
So all that's mentioned, and then Lisa mentioned that she's friends with the jeweler of Bronwyn's $4 million necklace, and that there was no receipt of purchase, I guess implying that he didn't buy it, like that they just borrowed it or something for the show.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no receipt of purchase would imply that then. If we don't... Well, do they still have the necklace, though?
I don't know.
Because that's the thing. If they didn't buy it, how could they own it?
Well, right. I think that's what's being in question.
Right, but the necklace isn't back at the jeweler's.
Oh, yeah. Unless Lisa's claiming that she saw it there. I don't know.
3 parts? I'm here for that.
Next, we'll get into this week's episode of Potomac. We actually just finished watching it. Mm-hmm. I've been enjoying the season, but I feel like it's been a little slow. Like, we probably could have cut an episode out year or two, and made it a little bit of a shorter season.
I would agree. It's dragging a little bit, yet...
And not dragging in a good way.
Right. Yes.
There's no drags going on.
I mean, I'm enjoying everyone.
Yeah.
Some more than others, but... So I don't mind the season, but I wouldn't be like, wow, the season's fantastic.
I know.
It's okay.
Right. I just actually noticed when I said, I was like, there's not a lot of drags going on, where I'm literally going to talk about Ashley's drag king show. So I correct myself now.
Right.
So I pulled a couple of things out of the episode for tonight to talk about. Mm-hmm. It'll be 2 different things. We'll talk about Stacey first, and then we'll move into, the Mia of it all and Gordon.
Okay.
So we'll start with Stacey first. And in Stacey's first scene of the night, it was her going to talk to a lawyer about her divorce. And she had said that she had gotten a mediator, but now she's like, I think I need an actual lawyer at this point. Mm-hmm. So she had said something a little weird, which was that she does want alimony, but she isn't going to ask for child support. And I feel like the lawyer was kind of basically like, listen, you may think that, it's your child. Why would you not expect your husband to pay for that as he always has? But he won't be your husband anymore. And if he gets remarried and has other kids, that might change a little bit. And Stacey was kind of like, no, it won't type deal. And the lady's kind of looking at her like, yes, it will.
Yeah.
So what did you think about this scene? Is Stacey being naive here?
Very naive.
Yeah.
I think Stacey is maybe one of the sweetest people on the planet.
I know.
But I'm not sure if always seeing the best in people is a good thing or a bad thing, because people can really take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And I understand she's like, nobody knows my husband more than me. He would never have our child go without. And that may be true. But the lawyer's right. If he meets someone else and she's like, no, we have kids to worry about now and we have this and all that, you never know if his feelings would change.
Right. And this way, honestly, with child support, you can confirm that your kid will always get something. Like, it's what you want, and he will have to do that.
And I don't even know that he would be like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
no, let's set up child support. This is for my daughter. And even if you don't touch it for the next 21 years or till she turns 21, then that's great. She'll have, savings or something.
Yeah, either that or going to college or whatever she's going to do.
So I think it's silly not to.
Yeah.
But, and Stacey was wrong about knowing everything about him too.
Well, that was actually, yes, that was what I was thinking about just now, is that you keep saying that you're like, I know him. Do you? Because it doesn't seem like you know a whole lot.
And you're getting divorced.
Yes.
You aren't in love anymore. He's not in love with you anymore. So circumstances change. You got to be smart.
Yeah, and just set yourself up. I mean, you took the women's advice, which was good, even though you didn't really want to, but you did, and it got you in a better place here. So I would take the advice of a lawyer, especially.
I would agree. And Stacey doesn't strike me as a greedy woman either.
No.
So, just do it for your kid. I really don't think he would be insulted.
No, I don't think so either. And if he is, then there's another problem.
I know him as well as I feel like I know him. He won't be insulted.
Next with Stacey, we see a scene of her out on a date with TJ. He gives me the ick.
I can't stand him, Grace.
He's weird. I don't know what it is. It could go back to your whole thing of like Stacey sees the good in people all the time. And I feel like maybe there's something sort of at play there that he's trying to do. But I don't like it.
He comes off so selfish to me. Like extremely selfish. And if you're not even in a relationship where you're like out and proud about it, then and he's still selfish. And I don't mean out and proud like he's gay or something, because you're looking at me like, where are you going with this? That's not where I was going with it. But if you're in a relationship, he wants her to introduce him or at least claim him in front of her husband or something. And she's just like, I'm not there yet. He wants to go to her house. Yeah. He wants to move in already.
Well, what I thought was so funny about that too is then in Stacey's confessional, she's like, I'm just not ready to do that. That's where my daughter sleeps. It's my sanctuary. And I'm thinking to myself, you don't want him in your sanctuary. The place where you relax is not where you want him.
Dude's ready to move in.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, when can I get rid of my place and start living there? I don't know. That's what I find him to be like an opportunist.
He's
just giving me that vibe.
Well, and then he started crying too.
What was that? See? Manipulative.
Yeah.
He checks every box for me in con man. And I don't know.
I mean, we've seen a lot of them on these shows, so you can kind of sniff it out pretty quick.
Yeah. And she's so sweet. I just see her getting taken advantage of by him. I just do. I don't know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I am probably wrong only 75% of the time. So
that's a good track record.
So I don't know. He doesn't pass the test for me.
So now let's move on to the lunch that Gordon and Ray had. And they're kind of both talking at lunch. The two old dudes, we get to see them. And Gordon just kind of tells us everything here, I feel like.
Yes. Open book.
And he confirms that Jeremiah is his son, that he had a paternity test. He didn't even need Mia, which of course he didn't, but, you know. He talks about how Mia left the kids when she went to Panama and that he ended up looking for them and taking them.
Mm-hmm.
And also he mentioned that in June that he had the kids 25 out of the 30 days.
That kind of shocked me.
Yeah.
Now, how much do we trust Gordon?
I don't know, because for whatever reason, I feel like he's more trustworthy than Mia.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I find that Gordon is more trustworthy in this situation, and I can't really figure out why. I think it's just because Mia is so untrustworthy and just comes off as such a liar all the time and an embellisher.
Yes.
That I'm like,
very much. She does
know.
embellish things. She's a storyteller.
Yeah.
And so I would agree. I don't know if Gordon is necessarily completely truthful. He did say he took the kids because he thought Ink was going to be there. That I believe.
Yeah.
He has a huge problem with this. I got to be honest. The only time I see Gordon really upset is when it involves her throwing her boyfriend in front of his face. And I mean, he's known about this affair. Who isn't going to be upset?
I just feel like it's sad to keep seeing him be like, well, if you're not going to get married and I'm not going to get married, then let's just stay married.
I know.
Even after all this.
But doesn't that sound like him?
Yeah,
I mean, that sounded truthful.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know if Mia was like, okay, but we now know that she's not with Ink anymore. At least that's what she's claiming.
Right. Again, I don't know.
Right. We don't know what to believe.
So after Ray has lunch with Gordon, he obviously tells Karen, and then Karen tells Gizelle when she sees her at Ashley's drag show.
Yes.
And Gizelle is pissed because she's like, I feel lied to. I feel like she does this constantly where she says stuff and I really feel like I don't know anything about her.
Right.
So Mia doesn't know what she's walking into, unfortunately.
No, she really doesn't. She thinks she's going to have this fun night at a bar and, she's put on the defense immediately.
Yeah, because Gizelle is so pissed. She just walks over to the table and rather than asking Mia any questions or I heard that, Ray had a lunch with Gordon, that she's just like, I think you're a liar. I'm accusing you of lying about everything because that's not what Gordon said.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what reaction she was expecting because when you just flat out say you've lied about everything, the person isn't going to be all that receptive to that, way of thinking. So, look, I don't trust Mia either. I think she's sketchy about her facts and stuff.
And her timeline's a little weird.
Right. But when they're talking, you have Jacqueline next to her who's trying to defend her, but literally comes out and says she wasn't ready to share the paternity with the group yet.
That and that it was a home kit. That's what she says.
So I'm sorry. So you knew? You're literally confirming what Gordon,
yes, Ray,
Karen, and Gizelle just said, that you knew and you didn't tell anyone.
Right.
But Jacqueline knew.
God.
So it just confirms that you've lied about it. Now, I think she said she had only known 2 days or 3 days.
Jacqueline said that. Mia said that she knew a week.
Oh, a week. Okay.
Yeah.
So who knows? My God, it's just this whole paternity stuff is terrible.
It is terrible. And I think it's interesting, too, that Gizelle and Karen automatically take what Gordon said as fact. Mm-hmm. And Mia actually said to them both, why are you believing Gordon over me? I'm your friend here. I'm, which, well, to be honest with you, have you been that great of a friend? Not really. So I have a feeling that they're going to take Gordon's side over yours. And you're really not that trustworthy.
And she's been cheating their whole marriage. That doesn't scream trustworthy either.
It doesn't. But, I mean.
So, I don't know. It's, you almost have to prove yourself and stuff. And Gordon, I don't know. What's he lied about? He's been lied on and lied to.
I know. And is tired.
Yeah, I'd be tired too.
I get it. But still wants to stay married to you, though.
He at least knows that Jeremiah is his son and Ink can, kick rocks.
I know. That's true. And then Mia tries to come back at Karen with her DUI. Mm-hmm. And then also that, she's sleeping with other men type deal. Which
Gizelle confirms.
Yeah. She's like, oh, yeah, we all know that.
It's so interesting, isn't it?
I know. I just wonder why nobody's ever been pictured. Why have we never seen anybody? She must be fairly decent at it then.
Well, maybe that's why she doesn't care so much if Ray cheated.
That's probably it.
And she is significantly younger. She's like 20 years younger than him, isn't she?
Something like that, yeah.
So, I don't know. Once you start getting older, I mean, when you're 20 and the guy's 40, you're both young enough to not care.
Yeah.
When he's pushing 75, you're like, maybe this wasn't such a great idea.
So after that whole fight, we get to the actual reason why they're all there, which is Ashley and her drag king show. How do you think she did? Oh, and Kate Chastain popped up.
I love her so much. How do I think she did? I was pleasantly surprised. Because I actually wasn't expecting to like it. But I think Ashley actually has a lot of rhythm.
Yeah, she does. She's a good dancer.
Yes, she's a good dancer. She likes to entertain. She did not look nervous. I know she said she was like sick to her stomach and all that. I thought she actually really kind of killed it.
I thought so too. Yeah, if she was nervous, I did not like sense it in any way.
The only thing I would not have done or would have done differently is I would not have invited my uncle. If I knew that the girls were going to be popping out there, I wouldn't really. Or my mom.
Yeah, I mean, I
you know, I guess we're all women, blah, blah, blah. But the uncle?
Yeah, the uncle was a little weird. But Mom, what if I was doing that? Would you be a cool mom and want to show up or not really?
Whatever you want. You know, I support you, Grace.
I was kind of feeling like Karen. Like, I feel like Karen didn't really know what to expect. Like, I don't know what Ashley's going to do or whatever, but ended up enjoying it. And I feel like that's how I was.
I agree. I liked it more than I thought I would like it.
Because we tuned in late, we didn't get to see the sneak peek for the episode, but we did get to see the first look, which is the first 6-7 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just going to basically be the continuation of the fight between Karen and Gizelle and Mia and Jacqueline trying her best to...
And Stacey really kind of going to battle for Mia.
Yeah, I know. It's a little weird. But
it's another thing for Stacey. She's not one to like a gang up. She immediately was thinking of Mia's kids and this and that. So she's just like, you know, I don't take sides. I take issues.
Yes. So, and that's not how this show works. So that's going to be
unfortunate.
Yeah, you have to always. Otherwise, it's not going to end up well for you.
It might not, but that's why I like her.
I know. I get it. And I mean, Mia was kind of the only one. Like, she was kind of by herself. Everybody else was kind of talking about the issue, and then she was just kind of on the outs. So that Stacey, being the nice person that she is, would go over to the person who's alone.
Yes. Well, I had an idea. We had talked about it briefly on a previous podcast episode, but I'm hoping that there is a season 2 of this dating show that Bravo did, and I really want Stacey on it. I don't know what her situation is with TJ. I know that they were on Watch What Happens Live weeks and weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't see it lasting.
No.
So I would love it if Stacey were on there.
Honestly, I think she would be good enough to be like the actual Bachelorette. Like, if they wanted her. I'm sorry, I'm upgrading her to, you know, from this Love Shack or whatever it's called.
Right?
I don't know.
Love Hotel.
Oh, hotel. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm upgrading her to the Bachelorette because I think she would be perfect on that show.
Oh, I think she would too.
Like, all the men can just come for her and nobody else.
Yeah. I know. We can't have her on a show with Luann.
Luann will claw her eyes out. Just because she wants the men. She'd be like, you're very nice, but...
Yeah. You're too nice.
Get out of the way.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to episode 33 of Nice-ish. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, or Blue Sky at Nice-ish Podcast or Love Cindy C. You can listen to Nice-ish wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Look for new episodes every Monday. Thank you for listening and have a nice-ish day.